I want to talk about the city budget. And the city of Seattle is projected to have a revenue shortfall of $224 million beginning in 2025. Because the city's mandated to pass a balanced budget, the options to address the deficit are to either raise revenue or cut services. What approach are you going to take?
I think we have to look at the entire budget and define metrics of success for every single agency, and making sure that there are results. We put so much money into KCRJ, which is the Regional Homeless Authority, but there is no metrics for success. We don't know where this money is going. Well, we have a general idea, but we don't know what the results are. How many people are they housing? I know right now they're going through a process where they're trying to come up with a system similar to that, but I would like to see something done for all government agencies. I mean, for any of us who have ever applied for a grant, we know how arduous it is to just basically name every single line item and then be accountable for it, and then also show the results to be able to close out that grant. And I think we have to hold all our agencies to that same level.
No, so does that mean that that might be an area where you'd look to cut? Is that what you're saying?
Or not cut, but to maybe move around, see what programs are successful, what are not successful, and then invest in the programs that are showing results.
So given that, if the money is just shifted and we're still dealing with a big budget deficit, how would you move to fix that?
Then we'll have to look at, we have to look at our priorities, and really focus on those. And so I think it's looking at the overall budget. And yes, I guess, moving money around does equal cuts and other things, but getting a real clear picture of where the results are and moving the money to where the results are, I think should be the priority.
Okay, I think I've read that you're on record opposing a lot of the new revenue proposals and options. Is that correct?
Well, I wanted to see what the Progressive Revenue Task Force was going to put out. And I believe they gave a list of recommendations, and 3 is moving on to further legislation. And so I do not oppose any of the recommendations so far, but I want to see what the legislation looks like before making a final determination.
Okay, so jury's still out, depends on what
Yes.
ultimately happens. So at this point, is it fair to say that you are not a strong supporter or won't be leading any charge to implement new revenue and maybe a vote in support or in opposition?
Well, from my understanding, the 3 things that are being pushed forward are just continuations of things that are currently in place. And so I just want to wait and see.
Well, the
what the
capital
results are.
gains tax would be one, or a CEO tax would be another one. Expanding the
Occupancy.
jumpstart tax. Yeah, so those ones are not currently in place.
Yeah.
So are you looking to limiting what you would do to things that are already in place, or would you support something potentially beyond that?
Oh, I would want to see. I think some of them were not considered. I think the legality of each is being considered. So I probably would not be an advocate for any particular tax currently. I just want to see what legislation gets pushed forward before making determination of which I'm supportive or opposed of.
Okay, so if that doesn't shake out and there isn't any new revenue, how would you propose doing things like supplementing victim services or increasing public safety or increasing homeless services that need new revenue? Would that just have to be offset by cuts in other areas, shifting to more higher priority areas on your agenda?
Yes, I think it's looking at the budget in its totality and seeing, where we can make those cuts and how these programs could be successful, because I believe they're in place. We're not reinventing the wheel here. We're just supporting and being able to help build capacity some of these organizations and nonprofits, as well as, I think, communication, outreach, and engagement is really important, and making sure that communities of color know what's available and have access or even knowledge of these resources.
Gotcha.